Good morning, student of 8th standard. We are doing chapter 6, chemical reactions. In the previous lecture, we have studied the type of reaction, that is decomposition reaction. Decomposition reactions are those reactions in which one substance breaks into two or more substances by heating. These types of reactions are known as decomposition reaction. This is an example of a decomposition of baking soda. This is a formula of baking soda. When we heat it, it changes into sodium carbonate, water vapor and carbon dioxide. Next example is a decomposition of a potassium chlorate. This is a potassium chlorate. When we heat it, it changes into potassium chloride and oxygen. Next type of reaction is known as displacement reaction. Before understanding this type of reaction, we will understand the activity series. Activity series is the arrangement of metals. These are the active metals which is arranged in the decreasing order of their reactivity. It means potassium is more reactive than sodium. Sodium is more reactive than calcium. Calcium is more reactive than magnesium, and up to so on. This is a hydrogen. Hydrogen is also placed in this series, but hydrogen is not a metal. It is also placed in this series. Now these are the active metals. When active metals placed in a compound and it can displace hydrogen from salt, the reaction is known as displacement reaction. More reactive metal displaces less reactive metal. For example, here you can see that potassium when react with oxygen, here potassium is more reactive than hydrogen, so it easily displaces hydrogen from water and it will become potassium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Here magnesium is also reactive than magnesium. Here it is magnesium is also reactive than hydrogen, so a more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal. Here zinc reacts with HCl. HCl is a hydrochloric acid. Zinc, here you can see that zinc is reactive than hydrogen. So when zinc react with the HCl, zinc is more reactive. Being more reactive, it can displace hydrogen from acid. It comes in place of H and it will become ZnCl2, and hydrogen it displaces it. Next is iron, and this is sulfuric acid. Iron is reactive than hydrogen, so it comes in the place of hydrogen, it displaces it. The displacement reactions, one element displaces another from its compound and takes its place therein. That type of reaction is known as displacement reaction. Next example is iron. This is a copper sulfate. You can see that copper is in below the hydrogen, so hydrogen is more reactive than copper, so copper cannot displace hydrogen. But here you can see that iron and copper sulfate, when you put a nail that is made up of iron in copper sulfate solution, after some time you observe that the color of the solution changes from blue to light green. Why this happen? And also you can see that here there is a rust type. When iron react with the copper sulfate, iron being more reactive, it displaces copper from its compound and it comes in place of copper. It will become, this is copper sulfate. When iron come in place of copper, it will become iron sulfate and copper is displaced. This is a copper and this solution is known as iron sulfate. Blue solution is of copper sulfate and green solution is of iron sulfate, and this is a copper which sticks to the iron. These types of reaction is known as displacement reaction. Next type of reaction is known as a double displacement reaction. Here you can see that only one element displaces other element. That reaction is displacement, and from the name it is clear that here two elements displaces from their position. It is double displacement. Here silver nitrate and sodium chloride, when these both reacts with each other, and silver it is made up of Ag and NO3 negative ions. Sodium chloride is made up of Na positive and Cl negative. This positive makes bond with this negative, and this negative comes with this positive. They exchange their radicals. These are the radicals, and they exchange their radicals. They exchange their positions. That type of reaction is known as a double displacement reaction. Here Az comes with the Cl, that will become AgCl, and sodium Na comes with the NO3, that will become NaNO3. They both exchange their radicals. That type of reactions we called double displacement reactions. There is another example, that is barium chloride and sodium sulfate. Both exchange their radical. It will become barium sulfate and it will become sodium chloride.